The Great Forest Adventure. One sunny morning, Jose woke up early. He looked outside his window and smiled. The sky was blue and full of light. Birds were singing songs in the trees. It was the perfect day for adventure. Jose called his best friend Marcos. "Hey Marcos! Are you awake yet?" "Yes," Marcos said. "What's up?" "Let's go explore the forest today." "Great idea," Marcos replied with joy. Then they called Gabby, their brave friend. Gabby loved nature and solving mysteries. She always carried a red backpack. Inside, she had snacks and a notebook. "Count me in," Gabby said happily. The three friends met near the old bridge. They packed water, sandwiches, and a flashlight. They wore hats to protect from sun. Jose had a small map with him. It showed paths inside the forest area. "Let's follow the path with flowers," Gabby said while pointing to the map. The path had yellow and pink flowers. They walked slowly, enjoying the fresh air. Marcos picked up a smooth round stone. "Look at this," he said excitedly. "It looks like it has tiny symbols." Gabby looked at the stone and smiled. "It might be part of a puzzle." She drew the symbols in her notebook. They walked deeper into the green forest. Birds flew above them in the trees. The sound of leaves made a soft music. The friends laughed and shared funny stories. Suddenly, Jose stopped and raised his hand. "Did you hear that sound?" he asked. They all listened and heard soft footsteps. "Maybe it's an animal," said Marcos curiously. They followed the sound through the trees. Then they saw a small furry creature. It looked like a raccoon but smaller. The animal had a leaf on its head. It wasn't scared. It looked very calm. Gabby knelt down and smiled at it. "Hi little one, are you lost?" The creature blinked and wagged its tail. Then it turned and walked down a trail. "I think it wants us to follow," Jose said, and they began to walk. They followed the small creature with care. After walking for 10 more minutes, they reached a tree with strange carvings. The tree was old, tall, and wide. There were symbols like the stone's markings. Gabby compared the symbols and nodded quickly. This must be part of the puzzle. Marcos touched the tree and felt warmth. "This tree is very special," he said. Jose noticed something behind the tree roots. "There's a small wooden box down here." He gently pulled the box from under. It was locked, but not too tight. On top was a round stone slot. "Try the stone we found earlier." Gabby handed it to Jose with hope. Jose placed the stone inside the slot. With a soft click, the box opened. Inside, there was a paper and compass. The paper showed a map with new paths. Another map, Gabby said with excitement. The compass had a golden needle spinning. Then it stopped and pointed to the north. Let's follow this direction now, said Marcos. The creature walked ahead, guiding their way. The forest became darker and cooler slowly. They crossed a small stream with rocks. Jose helped Gabby jump across safely. Marcos almost slipped but laughed out loud. They found mushrooms growing on a tree. Gabby took a photo with her camera. Soon they arrived at a large clearing. In the center was a stone circle. 12 stones formed a big perfect ring. Each stone had a symbol and number. It looks like a clock, Jose said. The paper map showed the same circle. It had arrows pointing at 3 stones. Those must be the key stones, said Gabby. She walked to the first marked stone. It had the number 3 and a star. They pressed the stone gently with hands. It lit up with a soft glow. Then they pressed the second key stone. Number 6 with a sun symbol glowed too. Finally, they pressed the last marked stone. It was number 9 with a moon. After pressing it, the ground slightly shook. In the center, a stone lid opened. Beneath was a spiral staircase going down. Jose looked at his friends and smiled. Are we really doing this now? Marcos laughed nervously but nodded with courage. Gabby held the flashlight and led first. They stepped carefully into the underground tunnel. It smelled like earth and old books. The tunnel walls had paintings of animals. Deer, birds, and even a giant turtle. They reached a room with a stone table. On the table was a glowing crystal. It's beautiful, Gabby said, eyes wide open. Next to the crystal was another paper. It said, "For those who seek adventure. You have shown courage, kindness, and teamwork. This crystal holds the spirit of nature. Take it and protect the forest always." Jose gently picked up the crystal light. It felt warm and pulsed like a heart. Suddenly, the creature jumped on the table. It looked at them and gave a nod. Then it slowly turned into bright sparkles. The sparkles circled them and disappeared upward. They all stood in silence and awe. Then Gabby smiled and said softly, "We were part of something very special." They walked back up the stone staircase. Back in the clearing, the sun was low. The sky turned orange and pink slowly. Birds returned to sing their evening songs. The stone circle looked calm and peaceful now. They followed the compass back to the path. Walking home, they talked about the day. "I'll never forget this forest journey," said Jose. Marcos nodded. "It was the best adventure ever." Gabby smiled and opened her notebook again. She began drawing the glowing crystal carefully. When they reached the edge of the woods, they looked back one last quiet time. The forest seemed to shine with magic. The sun disappeared behind the hills slowly. They promised to return again one day. At home, Jose placed the crystal safely. It sat on his shelf beside the map. Marcos showed the stone to his parents. Gabby wrote about the adventure in her journal. Their friendship grew even stronger that night. Every time they looked at the sky, they remembered the light inside the forest. They knew the adventure would stay forever. And somewhere deep in the woods again, new mysteries waited for brave hearts like theirs. The end.